What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your boy Levelhead back with another Live and Level Gamers podcast. We are back and we are in your ear drum, all in those internet streets. I have my boy K-Bum20. What's up, bro?
What it do, man? What up?
Nothing much. We also gonna have Keith Norris jumping on here a little bit later. Got a few things to discuss on tonight. Nintendo Indie Partner Showcase, Direct or whatever. We gotta talk about that. We also gotta talk about CONCORD on the PlayStation 5. Man, what's going on with CONCORD, bro?
No one's playing it. That's very simple.
So we gotta talk about that. Also, we gotta talk about these prices. What is up with the PlayStation 5 steady increasing the price of its system, or Sony increasing the price of the PlayStation system in Japan? What's up with that, K-Bum? What's up
We gonna talk about it.
We gonna talk about it. What else do we gotta talk about? Nia, welcome to the show. Yo! Yes, this is tonight. We are live. So let's go! But what's good, bro?
Man, I look tired. Been super busy at work. A lot going on in the office, but you know, it's all good. It's all good, but nah, just a tad bit tired, brother. But I'm here. I'm excited. I'm ready to talk about games. Ready to get it in with the homies.
Yeah, I can concur and sympathize. Which one is the right one? Is it empathize or sympathize? I think it's empathize. I can empathize with you on tonight. I am also tired of people. No, I'm tired, and but we here, bro. So we got to get up for the show tonight, man. We got to get up.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm up. I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
Nia says same work. Been so tiring this week. Yeah, y'all are back in school dealing with them knuckleheads. My wife come home complaining. And then she want me to give her empathize. I thought it was empathize. Thank you, Nia. Go ahead and break down the difference between empathize and sympathize.
Really, bro?
Hey, she can take us to school on tonight. People need to understand and get themselves educated. But anyway, we are here. Hopefully, Mr. Norris is jumping on here shortly. Anything before we jump into this? Anything you want to put out there, bro? How you feeling about? Let me ask you this: how you feel about Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doom into the MCU? I never asked you that.
Well, my opinion on the matter is they have to do something. They have to do something to get that Kane taste out your mouth. That Kane taste.
We never really got a full taste of Kane though. So
no. We got a taste of it. He was in that, man. He was in the after credits. He was in 2 seasons of Loki. He was the next big bad. The Avenger movie was called Kane Dynasty. No.
But
they had to be able to remove that Kane so that they can be like, no, this has always been our plan. So no, they had to do something big, in my opinion, because there's still a bad taste of their plan not going the way they wanted to. So they need to do something big to because understand this. It's why I know this was something they had to do. When have they ever actually revealed the villain or the face of the villain this early? They don't do that.
Well, I mean,
they don't do that.
No, they don't.
They kind of hide it, and kind of, especially if it's going to be this type of reveal. Like, this is something that you want to be shocked and awe when you watch the movie, right? The reason why they showed it here at the Comic-Con is because they're trying to get that taste out your mouth. This is something that could have been revealed in the actual movie itself, and that we've all been surprised.
Okay.
But
Hold
us
up,
seeing it here
hold
at
up,
this
hold
point
up.
was for that reason.
Pause. So, what taste are they trying to get out? Are they trying to get out Kang? Or are they trying to get out just the bumbling of the MCU over the last?
No, it's not the bumbling. It is the Jonathan Majors, the fact that this person got fired, who was a part of this big plan, and everything was pointing to Kane. Kane was going to be it was called the Kane saga. It was
So
supposed to be this whole
I got that.
thing
I
with
got
him.
that part. That part I
That,
understand. I'm
that's
saying.
that's the taste they wipe. They're not trying to wipe off the years of mediocrity. That's not what
See,
this is.
okay, well,
That's not what this is.
I guess I disagree with that one, but okay, I hear you.
Otherwise, I mean, they don't they. Yeah, this is
I
all about Kane, because
I
you
feel
understand that in this Comic Con they made a huge pivot.
I know that. I'm with the pivot. I get the
They made
pivot. The
a
pivot,
huge pivot. It is not based off that their movies are still making money.
yeah.
Is
But
and it's the fact that they change direction, and they need to
I
make sure that you're on board, that
but
everyone's on board with this.
I get it. I get that. They definitely needed it. Well, okay, they needed to change direction. But I don't want to put all that on Jonathan Major. That's that. I'm.
It's not Jonathan Major. It's
Well,
a decision
let me.
that they made
I
for
know.
Jonathan Major.
I know. But Jonathan Majors got himself caught up in a situation. But I'm saying, in my this me. I can't. I'm not saying you shouldn't have your opinion. I'm saying I feel like we really didn't get a chance to experience Kane. And I feel like Ant-Man was the wrong movie to put him in. He clearly outshined everybody in the movie, yet you allow Ant-Man to defeat a Kane variant. That made no sense. He did great in Loki, to me, both seasons. But to me, we never got to feel the full wrath, the fullness of Kane. So,
Not the fullness, but we've
yeah.
been no, not the fullness. That doesn't occur until you get into the
Right. So that's my
into
point.
his movie. But that's
Right.
not what I'm referring to. I'm not referring to the fullness of Kane. I'm referring to the fact that everything was centered around
I got
Kane.
that part, and I know they had to. I think they wanted to pivot even before the fallout, but not because I just think. I guess the reasoning is I disagree with the reasoning, but that's not what we're here to talk about. I just was curious. We never talked about that, but
Yeah.
yeah, we had to get that in the chat, man. Before we not giving y'all privy to that conversation till we have it out in the chat, so we already know where we going. We can get it out, and then on here y'all can get the more tame version. Y'all not gonna get that. But welcome to the show. Oh, because I felt like we could disagree on this, okay,
We definitely will. This is we don't want to make it seem like the black man, but this is all because of the black man. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that part I do agree with. But welcome to the show, Chariot Man. Chariot Man said that Lenovo is not gone, y'all. Y'all need to go pick up that Lenovo. Chariot Man not playing. But welcome to the show. Anything else, or do you want to go into? I'm trying to give Keith a little time to get here. But do you want to go into what you've been gaming on, or what we
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, so let's go.
You know what time it is? It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on.
All right, so it's your floor, K-Bon. What have you been gaming on?
Well, it's fairly simple. No, I have I'm still on this EA Sports College Football 25 That's still been my game of choice. Still enjoying it. Actually, trying to finish up my game right now against Illinois. Sorry, Illinois. No S. S is silence. Still trying to finish that. So I've been playing that. I actually dipped into some Overwatch. They made some more big changes. They made some. They got a new character, so I did dive over there. They reset the season, and it's playing. It plays better. I'm not fully back on that, but it is playing better. So that's cool. I've been playing a little bit of that, and then I've been playing a little bit 2K. 2K is actually comes out next week. 2K25 will be here next week. So I'm just trying to get myself ready and prepared for the new grind of 2K. So I've been playing a little bit of that in my spare time as well. So I haven't got back to my single players. I've got back to Stellar Blade. I think I played a little bit of Zelda. About 15, 20 minutes of Zelda. I actually saw Nia playing it, so I was like, it kind of gave me the urge to actually go back and play a little bit of it, so I did that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what I've been gaming on for the past week or so.
Okay, all right. As for me, of course, I still been playing that hot shot racing on the Wii. I mean, not the Wii. What am I doing? Slap yourself.
Slap
I don't know what I'm doing. I told you I'm tired. On the Switch, I've been playing that hot shot racing, but I decided to try some other stuff. So I jumped on my PlayStation 5, and I did not want to play Star Wars Survivor. I right now I'm just at this. I'm at a place where it's taking too long to capture me, to like get me to want to play. You know how you in that window where the game either gonna capture you or it's not, and that window is kind of closing on me. so when I think to go play Star Wars, I don't have a good feeling. I kind of have I want to play that for the purpose of talking about it and beating it since I bought it, but I haven't got to that place to where I want to play that, if that makes sense.
No, I understand.
At first, it was dope on the first stage, but where I'm at now, it's just, I don't know. It's just not doing it for me right now. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to play that. So what do I want to play? What do I want to play? So I put this particular game in that I had talked about a few times that I was going to go back to eventually and give it a true shot. So
Okay.
I went and I put it in. I downloaded it, and it's still saved on the system.
Okay.
Thank the Lord for that 600-700 what is that 600-700 gigs of storage. So I downloaded it. I mean, not downloaded, but it updated, and your boy started playing Elden Ring. I put in Elden Ring. Yeah. So I put in Elden Ring, and I started building my character. I started with the one that I saw that tutorials was saying to start with that particular type. So I did all that. I paid more attention to what I was doing, and it's still hard, but I have figured out what I was doing wrong. One, I was not actually staying on the main path. I wasn't following the sprites or the shines or whatever them things are that kind of illuminates the way, the path to go. You can go wherever you want to. It still has, and one thing I would say, visually, it's not as impressive as I thought or once thought it was. Coming back to the world, it looks good. Don't get me wrong. It does put you in the mind of Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, but it's not as gorgeous as I once thought it was. You can tell that this is not meant to be graphic pushing. It's more of an artistic flavor. It's an artistic style, more so than graphical. And artistically, it does look amazing. But graphically, you can see all the you can see all the jackies and that everything is not polished. But I got to the castle. I'm inside the castle, which I've been here before, but I'm actually going through it the right way. And I would say, man, it's relentless. It does not care that you just picked up the controller 20 minutes ago. It does not care that this is one of the first bosses, one of the first enemy types that you come across. It really just doesn't care. It's like you gonna figure it out or you gonna put me down. And that's kind of how it is. But yeah, I started what game you said? Elden Ring. So let me explain again, since I feel like a few people dropped out. I kind of don't want to play Star Wars Survivor right now. That's not where I'm at. I may pick it up here in another week or so, give it another try. But Elden Ring is what I've been playing, and so I'm doing it right this time. I'm enjoying it. I'm getting killed. I'm dying, but I'm enjoying it, and we're gonna see where I get. But as I got killed for the last time and got tired, yes, I picked it back up. So I got tired of getting killed. So, I was going through, people can't complain about the eShop. So I was over there looking at PlayStation Store and seeing since I got, online, I was like, let me see what they got for free or what games do they have for me I can download and play. And as I was looking through there, it was this particular game that I always had interest in playing, and I saw that it was on sale for a very, very reasonable price. And K-Bum, I actually forgot that I had some currency on my PlayStation 5.
Okay.
I had about $30 because I accidentally bought more money than I needed. So I had about $30, $20-30 left on there. And this particular game was only $9.
Okay.
And I downloaded it as well. And I know I wanted Keith to be here for this, but I played that Thunder Ray.
The boxing game. That's like Mike Tyson Punch Out.
Like the Mike Tyson Punch Out. I played Thunder Ray. And I'm going to say this. So it's definitely influenced by Mike Tyson Punch Out or Punch Out. Whatever you want to say, Mike Tyson Punch Out or Punch Out. Now, and let me do this real quick. Let me actually pull it up. Y'all can kind of see it. And I'm going to say this. It's definitely in that vein. It got one thing it has in my book is attitude. It has a lot of attitude. The characters are extremely over the top. The main character, Ray, he a black guy. And definitely kind of put you in the mind of what's the dude in Punch Out? What is his name? What's the main dude in Punch Out? Y'all let me know in the comment section what's the name of the protagonist in Punch Out. I can't think of it. It's not Mike.
No, it's not Mike. It's a little
something.
Little
Jack,
something.
little Jimmy, little
John. I don't know. It's little
what's
something.
His name? It's little. Yeah, you're right. It is little something. I just don't know. I can't think of it right now. It's been so long since I played Mike Tyson Punch Out or Punch Out any other Punch Outs. But anyway, it's definitely drawing a lot of its inspiration from Punch Out. But it switches it up in the sense of the attitude and Little Mac. There it is. Thank you. Little Mac. So here it is right here. I'm going to pull this in. So, but what I'm going to say is the control. So, okay, unlike Mike Tyson Punch Out, when you dodge and stuff, you can kind of dodge. Long as you dodging, you don't have to always go a particular direction. If they doing an uppercut from the left, you can dodge to the right, long as you dodge the uppercut. You see what I'm saying? Or duck or whatever. You can miss the punch. Well, in this, you have to dodge the right way. So if he punching from the left, you can't dodge to the right. You're gonna get hit. If he punching from the right, you can't dodge to the left. You got to dodge to the right. You got to go to the right of his punch because he's punching from the right. you got to go. Or I'm trying. I guess if he punch, if the left side punch, you got to go to the right, and if it's right side punch, you got to go to the left. You can't go to the right and he punch it right because you're going to go into his punch. So that was different. When he swings across, you got to duck. You can't do what you can do with Little Mac and punch out. But the difference is, it's not as what's the word? It's not as balanced and polished as a punch out. But it has a lot of cool aspects to it. A lot of like power-ups is a little bit different. Instead of a start, you got like equivalent star punch, but it's a charge punch. Level like indie games. Well, I mean, you know, I try to support the indies. Anyway, so make a long story short, it's hard. It's hard as heck. So the storyline is Ray is an undefeated boxer who there's no challenge for him on earth. So his last competition, which you see him fighting right here, this is his last challenge. He's clearly outclassing this dude. This will be like the first person you fight in Mike Tyson Punch-Out. What's his name? Something Glass Joe, whatever that dude's name is. So you end up being kidnapped by aliens. You're kidnapped by aliens and they take you to an off-earth place and they put you in a boxing tournament and you fighting all these aliens with these power-ups and different abilities. It's pretty cool. It's not a long game. I've beat about 4 of these dudes, but it's you really have to get their timing down. It's not like Punch-Out in that sense where it's just easy to time these. It's different, but it's like Punch-Out in the sense that you do got to figure out their patterns. But it's a little more challenging. I would say it's like the later stages in Super Punch-Out. How Super Punch-Out can get challenging. It starts off. It gets early into the boxing that you come across some contenders that will put up a challenge like that. It looks like Punch-Out, Chariot Man. It's definitely borrowing a lot from Punch-Out. So that's what I played this week. I'm trying to think if I played anything else. So yeah, I played this Thunder Joe, Elden Ring, and a little Survivor and Hot Spot Racing. So that's what I played this week. I think I played something else. I just can't remember it at the moment. So your boy got a little gaming in this week, K-Bone. Got a little gaming in. So where do we want to go first? Where do we want to go first? We got CONCORD, a mega flop for Sony. We got the recap for the Indie World and Partner Showcase. Where we want to go? I'm gonna tell you right now. We can get the Partner Showcase and Indie World out the way now.
Okay.
I didn't enjoy it.
Let you want to wait for Keith because I
do want to wait for Keith.
I'm not gonna have too much to say about it.
I do, but I got a complaint, man, and I need y'all to tell me. Nia, please help me. I just feel like I know they are wrapping things up. I know that we are pretty much at the end of the switch. They are pretty scratching. They scratching the bottom of the barrel. They just trying to milk out these last few months. This is the end of this year. Is the end of the fiscal year and physical year. So I understand where we are. So let me say that. And y'all know how Nintendo is. You can't hardly show they stuff. But I'm gonna be honest with you. My main issue is they put they showcase the same type of titles all the time. The ones that they're gonna give, he said everything ain't for everybody. I don't know what really left That is true. But let me explain. I think you might understand what I'm saying, Nia. My issue is not that I expected this to blow me away. The indie directs rarely blow me away. The partner showcases rarely blow me away. So I wasn't coming in to be blown away. I wasn't coming in expecting Nintendo to do this. Oh my God. I think they did that with the last direct by showing what they showed with Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom, and all the stuff they showed there with Capcom, the Marvel Capcom rivalry coming to the Switch and all that stuff. So I think they did the Megaton announcements and Metroid Prime 4. So I wasn't expecting this to be nothing that was going to blow me away. My problem is what they choose to showcase and what they choose to put in sizzle wheels.
Real.
Or sizzle in a sizzle wheel. Or wheels, because they had
Real.
several of them. Sizzle wheels.
Are you saying wheel or real?
Wheel. WHEEL. Right?
No, it says a real.
Real?
REEL.
Oh, okay. Real. Okay. Got you. So
that's why I was confused. I'm like, wheel?
Yeah, I am saying that wrong. Ain't I? So anyway, let me slap myself on that.
It's all good, bro.
Slap yourself.
Okay, I slapped myself. I was sounding kind of stupid. So anyway, sizzle wheel. So
real. Yep, I got you.
All right. So my problem is that I don't like what they choose to put in the actual, what they showcase, what they spend time talking about versus what they put in quick little clips that they just speed past. And I'm like, okay, one of the games is this. And K-Bum, this is the game that you talk about. Star Wars Hunters, right?
Yes.
How many directs from Nintendo have we heard about this game?
I don't know.
I don't remember them talking about this game. I think they mentioned, I don't even know if they mentioned, I can't remember. But they haven't really spent a lot of time on promoting this particular game.
Agreed.
And so my first time hearing about the game, Nia, I was saying wheel. I thought it was wheel. I got it. I was tripping. So don't clown me too hard. Star Wars Hunter gets videos on their okay, they get videos on their channel, but they don't get spotlighted. The point of it, what I'm talking about is, why aren't you spotlighting this game? Why is this game? Let me go to my right account so we don't get commercials. So how does Star Wars Hunters show up in the wheel and not the showcase? I mean, not the spotlight. How does it not get a spotlight? A game like Star Wars, a title with Star Wars in it, why don't you put that and get that more shine, more time, more talking, let the developers talk about it? You skip over that, you put that in a little clip that you rush through, and then you show JRPG at the 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 JRPG, a card game, then some more JRPGs. And I'm like, y'all show JRPGs every time. Y'all show these side scrollers every time. And you got a game like Plucky Square.
Plucky
Squire sitting over there that you don't show that either. You don't show Star Wars Hunters. You don't show Plucky Squire. You don't show all these bigger titles. They get put in a sizzle and go through it in 3 seconds. And then you spend time talking about a JRPG that looks like every other JRPG you have shown. I'm sitting here looking at it, I'm like, who is making the decision on what is being spotlighted and what's being put in the sizzle. Who is making this decision? Because it seems as to me that somebody doesn't understand. Like Nia said, everything is not for everybody. True. But how about you show the diversity instead of showing JRPG at the JRPG at the JRPG? And that's what my problem was. It wasn't that I was looking to be blown away. But when I see stuff in the sizzle that looks better than the stuff you spotlighting, I'm confused. Like, why didn't you put time on that? Does that make sense to you, K-Bum?
Here's one reason I think why they wouldn't put Star Wars Hunter is that Star Wars Hunter has been out for a while. Usually they kind of save the showcase for games that are either new, just came out, or stuff that's coming out, which means it hasn't really been.
No, some of these games
shown.
are already out. Some of the games that they spotlight are already out.
Wait, were they new? Are they new out, or they've been out for a while? Star Wars hasn't been out for like a couple of months, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right. A lot, and okay, some of these indie titles they are pulling over from other places that's been out. It's been available on Steam.
It's not Steam. Oh no. It's still new to the Nintendo ecosystem.
That's my point. All this is new to the Nintendo ecosystem.
But what I'm saying is that Star Wars Hunter isn't new to the ecosystem. It's been on Nintendo's platform for months now. That's what I'm saying. It's not new to Nintendo. It's been on Nintendo. It's been there for at least a couple of months.
Okay.
And I believe they saved that for stuff that's coming new to the system, or either just got there or is new. That would be my reason why they wouldn't show a game like Hunters. That's my opinion. Now Plucky Squire. Now either did that just come out or is that coming out soon?
It's coming out. It's not out yet.
That should have made it. In my opinion, that should have made it.
But that's my point. Like, okay, previous times they have spotlighted titles that were maybe not already on the Switch. I can't argue that. But that's already out elsewhere. I'm looking at Nia's question. Already on the Switch or already elsewhere. K-Bum is saying they spotlight stuff that's not already on the Switch. It may be elsewhere, but it's not already on the Switch. I don't know. I can't argue for or against that. They have been in directs, but Nintendo, to me, maybe I'm tripping, but I seen these games in other directs, but in the same fashion, in a wheel, not a time spent on it. Now, if I'm wrong on that, correct me. I could be wrong. I know I've seen Plucky Squire on Digital Foundry. I've seen it on several other platforms. Really showcase because it's a dope game. It seems like it shouldn't even be a indie title, but it seems like that shouldn't find itself. I don't care. Anytime you show it, there should be some time. Unless you don't show it a whole lot, which you haven't. But you show these other titles that don't deserve, in my opinion, don't deserve as much time as you're giving to it. And that's what be throwing me off. And I'm sitting here watching this like, man, y'all give the exact same titles airtime every time. Yeah, I've seen a lot on Plucky Squire. Don't get me wrong, I have. I'm saying has Nintendo showed a lot of it. I've seen the others do it. I've seen it getting time everywhere else. Has Nintendo showed time? Because the game to me looks just as good as Echoes of Wisdom. It's a very interesting game, very artistic game, very creative game. That's to me just fits Nintendo all day long, and it's like we have seen all these indie directs and all that, and it's like they don't really give that game no real shine. They I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. That's why we probably should have waited Tooth Keith can get here so he can push back. That's what killed it for me. I'm like, man, I'm tired of. Okay? Let me ask you this: do y'all
Okay.
feel that Nintendo shows too many JRPGs?
Absolutely. That goes without saying. I
Okay, go
think
ahead.
the last direct that I fully paid attention to, uh, there was a lot of games. I kind of talked about Nintendo's diversity in what they were showing. That there was Nintendo has a particular audience, and they absolutely catered to that audience. Even talked about how some of the other showcases you see different types of games, but that they were kind of hitting home on one type of game, which is again that JRPG, and that's pretty much all you saw. That was pretty much what they gave you. You didn't get anything else really than that. So I do think diversity on that pitch. I do believe they showcase a lot of JRPGs, but you have to understand that that is their target audience, especially when
Oh,
you talk about Japan. But I do think it's too much. I think it's overkill with the JRPGs.
I mean, but okay, but you got a show. You have a showcase geared to each market: UK, Japan, US. What may appeal to the Japanese market may not appeal to the UK, and what may appeal to
Agreed.
UK might not appeal to America. So
Agreed.
my thing is the stuff that I think appeals to Northern and America is always put in sizzles, and it's like, I don't know. It may just be me. It could be me. I know. I don't know. Sound like Bill Cosby. But I don't feel like seeing 6 to 7 JRPGs back to back. Same look, same aesthetic, same art style. I'm like, so okay, which one is this one? Because this looks just like that one. And oh, that one looked like the one y'all just showed 15 minutes ago. Or 3-4 minutes ago. It looked like that. It just the same looking character, the same. I'm like same animation, same everything. And I'm like, how many of these are you gonna spotlight? I don't. If you show a Plucky Squire before, it's a bigger game and better game that appeal to this market more than those. And it was like, God, Lee, man, I know we at the end. I know we wrapping it up, but y'all got better stuff in your sizzle. And you just blap, 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 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 3. I'm like, you could have spent more time on that than this JRPG that you gonna show another JRPG. Another old school Sprite 2D JRPG. Oh, there go another JRPG. Okay, thank you Nintendo for all these JRPGs. Okay, we done with the indie. Let's go to the partner showcase. Oh, another JRPG. Oh, okay.
It's interesting. I'm actually looking at, and I know this isn't accurate as I would think it is. But I'm looking at the top 50 games on the Switch that sold the most, and I was expecting to see JRPGs to reign supreme on the top 50. Well, I
Now,
do see a lot of there's role playing, but they're considering like Pokemon role playing. I wouldn't consider Pokemon in that same aspect. But what I see more than RPGs and even JRPGs is platformers.
yeah.
Platformers does rule the top 50 of the
So,
Nintendo's
mm-hmm.
ecosystem. I think once you start getting down to some of the ranked 40s and 50s, then you start seeing some of the JRPGs. So there's a lot of them, but yeah, they're not really the most selling game. I thought that was interesting because I wanted to see how that stacks up to the amount of games being sold. And I think Nintendo Systems has a wide enough audience that a lot of JRPGs can be successful, but it's not that it breaks the top 50 as far as titles sold. I don't think the JRPGs do that. but I think there's a large market. I think they do pretty well, but they're not still
Mm-hmm.
like the top selling games on the console. I'm
Okay.
trying to see what JRPG is actually in here that's considered. I'll
So
take some time to take
I'm
a
gonna
look at that
play
as well.
two games that did stand out to me, and I'm gonna play them outside of Nintendo. Is this one right here? This Pizza Tower. So I'm gonna play this because I don't want Nintendo hitting me. This one did. I did think this was cool. Pizza Tower. And I think this game is already elsewhere, but it's coming to the Switch. So I'm trying to see if I can find it. Yeah, I think it's already game, but I play it here. That way Nintendo ain't killing me. Cause they always attacking you when you show stuff from them.
And Nia, help me out. The Xenoblade Chronicles, that is a JRPG, correct? Because it's listing them as action RPG, but I believe that is JRPGs. So I'm only seeing like one JRPG in the top 50, which is Xenoblade 2 for the Switch. I'm seeing RPGs. I'm seeing like Mario RPG and some others. Pokemon kind of fits in that RPG category, but it's not a JRPG. Yeah,
They're RPG. They're
no, she's saying
RPG.
they're not. But are they I guess.
It
Okay,
don't
so
matter.
the tactical one is called, what is that one? That's Fire Emblem, right? That's the one. That's the
Fire
tactical.
Emblem. Yeah, Emblem. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the okay. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate
So
it.
this one right here, I mean, it's a platform. It looks cool. It kind of put me in mind of Wally. Was it Wally World or how you say that? But yeah, this one looks cool. This Pizza Tower. This one was dope. Will I play it? Probably not. No, I won't play it, but it did look cool.
Hold on. I got to say this. I know the J means Japanese, but
Yeah.
it is a certain type of genre. I know the J means Japanese, but just because it's a Japanese made game doesn't make it JRPG. I think it still has to fit a certain type of game to be considered a JRPG. Because just because Mario is made by a Japanese Mario RPG is made by a Japanese country. I mean, sorry, a company. I don't consider Mario RPG a JRPG because I believe that fits in a certain type of category itself. So that's what I mean by that. But
I don't
I'll
know.
leave it to you. Level.
I don't play enough RPGs or JRPGs, but yeah, it's just their version of RPG, I guess. But this one right here, Star, what was the name? What's the name of this again? Star Overdrive. This one looks cool. And I believe, I'm gonna say this. I believe this is a cross-gen title. I think
Uh-oh.
it's a timed exclusive. Visually, it puts me in the mind of something like Hi-Fi Rush. It has that kind of hip, cool, jet set radio. This looks dope to me. So this game did stand out to me, and I definitely believe that this is a cross-gen title. This is not just going to be on the Switch. This is going to be on whatever is coming next from Nintendo. That's, to me, that's clear as day. But I think they showed this one at the partner. No, it's not Switch exclusive because it said timed exclusive. So it's going to be on other platforms. It's going to be on PlayStation. I'm pretty sure it's going to be on. It may be on Xbox. But I don't think this is just on the Switch. And it makes me wonder why Nintendo showed it now when I'm believing wholeheartedly, just with the timing, 2025, a timed exclusive for the Switch. I believe this game is going to be a launch title with the with the Switch or NS2. So, but yeah, this game did look dope to me, and I also like Capcom kind of bringing all the fighting games with Street Fighters and the cross games with the other games that they had. That was pretty dope. But too many JRPGs for me. And that's why I'm not interested even trying to go through all of it. Just too many JRPGs, too many games that I'm just not going to be interested in for me. So me watching it, it just doesn't appeal to me. And I believe there are better indie titles out there that Nintendo just does not give any attention to. And they always giving attention to the same type of games. The same type of games, whether they are JRPGs or certain type of Metroidvanias or some, sprite field. It's like, I'm pretty sure there are other indie titles out there that y'all have, that y'all can secure and bring to y'all platform, that is like y'all always go for the same aesthetic. And it's like, I know we like nostalgia. I know we like going back in the old day, but it's more than that from indies. And it'd be nice for me, it'd be nice to see them showcase some of those more ambitious titles, those more that don't feel so indie. But anyway, that's me. But this game looks cool. Anything else on this? What was the Capcom? Let me see if I can find the Capcom one real quick. Then we'll get out of here. What is it? It's a Fighting Connect. Yeah, Fighters Collection 2. Yeah, this is it right here. I'll play it. Because I don't think they can get me for playing something they didn't create. But I think this is it. Them
ninjas will find a way now.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. But I think this is. It's coming to the. Is this the one? It's coming to the PlayStation 2. Let me see. I'll see if this is the right one. Yeah, this is it. It's coming to the Switch, but it's also going everywhere else. So this was dope to see them doing this. Capcom kind of, bringing back those Power Stone 2. Yeah, this is it.
Yep.
So that was dope seeing that. And then
Is it going to the Xbox?
I don't know if it's going to the Xbox. This game right here, I used to love this game. Right here, what was the name of this? I used to remember the name of it. But it was the 3D, Project Justice. I own this on the Sega, on my Sega Dreamcast. This game right here, I own this on Sega.
What's the name of it?
Project Justice.
Okay.
That was a good game. Good. It was a fun game. Cool characters. So it was like Tekken and Street Fighter mixed, because you get like Street Fighter move sets, uppercuts, and Hadoukens, but you get 3D Tekken moves as well. Well, Alan Steve, welcome to the show, Alan Steve.
He said, stop playing with me.
The Switch is dead. Sorry to say. I mean, it is. It's dead, and Nintendo is got it in zombie mode right now. It's the night of the walking living dead. I guess is how you say it. So, but I mean, hey, I'm not mad. It's just for 7 years. Y'all have been doing these indie directs.
7 years.
Or over these 7 years. I don't know if when y'all first started doing them. And for me, it's like y'all don't appeal to a person like me. And it's like maybe y'all shouldn't cater to me because I'm really not. But it's like I know that there are other great games out there. I see them on the PlayStation. I see them in the eShop. There's a lot of dope indie titles in the eShop that y'all would never even give the light of day. And y'all go with the same aesthetic, the same look, the same feel, the same vibe, over and 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 over. And I'm like, dude, it's a JRPG overload, bro. Like, okay, I get it. Y'all like JRPGs. Are there other titles out there that y'all can show? that's indie created. I'm pretty sure they are. So that's what that was what was ticking me off was that it wasn't even that it was indie and that it was supposed to appeal to me. It's like, dude, that's too many JRPGs. That's too many of that same look, that same style, that same type. Like, bruh, give us something a little bit more diversity, a little bit more difference. And then when you do show the difference, it's in a sizzle wheel. It's at the bottom. Oh man, there's no time on that. And these games can get multiple shows. You could have showed Lego with the Horizon character again. You could have gave that some more shine. You see what I'm saying? Like, it would be better than that JRPG you just showed that looked like the other 4 you just showed before in the same. Anyway, so let me see. They need more beat 'em ups for you doggone right. Let me give you something on that. You doggone right on that, Neil. You know me. You know me. Now pass the offering plate around so we can take up this offering. But anyway.
Oh Lord.
So
Yes.
anything else on that, K-Bum? I know
you know I don't got nothing else on that. You can thank you for extending the offer, but no, I don't have anything else on it.
If I was to give it a grade, I'm gonna give it a C minus. And the reason I'm gonna give it a C minus is because it's at the end of the Switch life. It's not supposed to blow us away. This is just cleaning out the pantry.
It sounds like you grading on the curve is what I hear.
Yeah, I'm grading on the curve. It's cleaning out the pantry. There's not much else here. They had a few surprises like the Capcom. They did that the last time in the partner showcase. They showed in their last direct, they showed the Capcom, Marvel Capcom cross. That was dope. Seeing Capcom come with this is dope. Seeing Star Overdrive, it was dope. Piece of, what was that? Piece of whatever that was looked cool. So I'm not going to say they didn't have some stuff that was cool. I know a lot of people thought they was going to show Call of Duty, but I think they saving that for the Switch 2 reveal. And I think that's when they're going to show Call of Duty stuff.
Okay.
So
okay, that makes sense.
It makes all the sense. Why spoil that on the Switch when you can make that announcement and show the first Call of Duty? Why would you waste it on the Switch? I say that for NS2. Anything that's going to be like that big of an announcement, I'm saying that for NS2. I don't care if stuff do come to the Switch.
Right.
You're not getting that announcement on the Switch. You're getting that on Switch. That's why I thought Star Overdrive should have been on Switch 2. Should have just say that for that announcement. Just announce that then. Because it's going to other platforms. Clearly you're not just putting this on the Switch. So I think they just trying to fill out and they thought, I'll be throwing this. But you look at that game, you can tell that game wants more. That game, whoever developed that game has way more visual candy for you than what the Switch was showing. So why even show it here? I would have saved it. Put that on, show that as a new title for the Switch 2 and coming to the Switch. That's what I would say. This is coming to the Switch 2 or the NES 2, whatever they're going to call it. And if you can also play it on the Switch. That's what I would have did. I would have saved that. But that's me. But that's all I enjoyed with the Nintendo Indie Partnership Direct. Yeah, C minus. Lucky I ain't give him a D. But C minus, because we at the end and you did show a few cool things, but y'all gotta let go of these JRPGs. I don't think nobody playing this many JRPGs, even Japan. With that being said, we gotta talk about this other thing. So, K-Bum, I don't know how you want to approach this subject. So, CONCORD has been a game that was in development for, I believe, 7 to 8 years now.
8 long years.
8 long years this game has been in development. So that means there's been considerable funds, monies,
Yeah,
muchachos,
you got to pay the developers. If you don't do anything else, you got to pay the people making the game. So all that money went there as
the
well.
Neros,
Didn't go into marketing, but that's a
Bitcoin,
different story.
Bitcoins, pesos
This dude.
that has went into a gold nugget. Anyway, has went into this game, and as we see, and I'm gonna get a floor to you, and I'm gonna pull up this article, and we can start reading. It's absolutely flopping. Like, I don't know if you ever been fishing, but when you pull a fish out the water, when you pull that blue cat, that bluegill, that channel, that flathead, when it hit the bank, it gets to flopping. Oh man, that crappie flops on that ground, boy. And right now, Concord is flopping like a fish fresh out of water. So, Cable, what the heck is going on with this
So
game, bro?
so
What's going on?
I'll go into it, kind of set it up. So
All right,
Concord was revealed, I believe,
go
the
ahead, talk.
last one of the last a couple of months ago. It was one of those games that was revealed, and it said, soon it came out, it said we have a beta. This is a Sony make published game. So this is published by Sony. This is a hero shooter, and it launched day and date on PC and uh, PlayStation. Um, this game, when shown, had a lot of comparisons to Guardians of the Galaxy. I personally thought it was. They showed a really long cinematic trailer when the game first was shown, and I thought it was a story-driven game because it was a very long cinematic. But when it was actually revealed, they revealed it was a 5-on-5 hero shooter, and I was kind of surprised by that because the trailer did not give those vibes, or the cinematic trailer did not give those vibes. Um, there was a beta that came out, I guess, a month or so ago. I actually participated in that beta. I personally did not think it was a bad game. I did not think. I thought it needed help. I thought it needed some work. I thought it needed some loving. But I did not think it was a bad game. I thought after some they fixed some things and made it more. Uh, what I'm looking for, make it better for people coming in new, a new player experience is what I'm trying to say. I thought people may find some enjoyment with it. But this game came out. I forget the launch date that this game actually came out. But when this game came out, it could not break 700 continuous players on Steam. That means at no point of time was there 700 players playing this game
Yeah, I
at
saw
one
that.
time. That, my dear sir, is the pure definition of a failure. And I really do think this failed harder than Redfall.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be completely honest with you, bruh. I believe this failed, at least from the Steam numbers. Let's say that. I don't know if PlayStation has released their sale numbers for this. Like I said, this game came
this
out not
this
too long
thing
ago, maybe 2 weeks ago.
it failed to break 700 concurring current players on Steam.
Yes,
So
that is the pure definition of a flop, and I will dare say this is probably one of the biggest flops of this generation, if not the biggest.
do you
I
do,
think. Go ahead. Say what?
do you want me to read this article? Or do you want
No,
you
no,
want?
no, 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 no. I'm setting it up. I'm setting it up.
Okay.
I think the only game that flopped as hard as this game was a game made by BioWare uh, through the publisher EA. The game is called Anthem. I don't know if you guys remember that game. I was actually interested in it. I actually played the demo of Anthem as well. That game flopped very hard. So I think this is in a very. I think this flopped harder than Anthem. Uh, but so I want to get to the point that I want to get to. So with this game flopping, before when this game was revealed and as it was being shown, there was a rumbling of an audience. And once this game flopped, yes, Anthem did flop hard. Once this game flopped, they became the loud minority. And that loud minority was saying that this game flopped solely because that it was too woke. That was I saw video after video on YouTube. I saw posts on Twitter. I saw Reddit forums. I saw all this information saying that this game flopped because it was woke. As they say, you go woke, you go broke. And I put this in the chat because I wanted to have the conversation about this. Because one, I wanted to talk about Concord. I think is fair game to point out when Sony flop. And I have no problem talking when Sony drops the ball, just like I flamed them when they dropped the ball with um, Hell Divers 2. I have no problem flaming them about this flaming turd they threw at the audience. But I also want to talk about this anti woke movement, this movement of
Before we go there, let's read the article. That way, then when we go there, we can feel like I feel like we hit every point in every aspect, right? So hold the thought on the woke aspect. So I want to read this article you sent.
We'll talk about that. I'll just say the reason why I brought that up because that was the only reason people gave for this game flopping. So I thought it was interesting to have the conversation. But
I'm finna give the 10
but the article goes into the details. So let's go ahead and go through that.
Okay, so you said this. It says the 10 reasons PlayStation Concord has failed disastrously. It says there is flopping, and there is flopping, and the release of PlayStation's Concord, which has failed to break 700 concurrent players on Steam, which may be just a few thousand on PlayStation, is one of the worst major failures we've seen in the last generation or more. Absolutely everyone saw this coming. From the moment the first real look at the game debuted just 2 months ago, the narrative formed that this was another hero shooter no one actually wanted. I bet that's what they meant to say. And that has certainly been proven true. There are many reasons Concord failed. So many, some more important than others, but it's an extremely long list. So let's begin. First, they say $40. It's $40. I don't agree with that. I think having a cheaper entry is okay. Let me see why. This is easily the single biggest factor in why the game can't break quadruple digits on Steam. That in a market where every hero shooter is I see what they're saying. It's free to play. Concord tried to push his luck with an upfront cost with the promise of a bunch of free stuff and few microtransactions thereafter. It was not a deal for fans. It was not a deal fans wanted to make, as this is a game that badly needs to be tested before purchase. Oh, so they saying you charging $40 in a space dominated by free to play. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Tom Clancy, Rainbow Six Siege, Apex Legends, Valorant, Overwatch 2, Marvel's Rival. They are all free to play.
Right. So it says, okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so dang, the free to play You're releasing it in a market dominated by free to play, which does what you do probably better. So
Don't probably do it.
well, does what you do better.
Yes.
Then the second reason was hero shooter oversaturation. All you have to do now is say the phrase hero shooter now, and it's an instant turn off for most players. While yes, hero shooters like Overwatch, Apex Legend, and Valorant remain decently popular, new entries are amongst almost instantly shunned, and that's exactly what happened. And that's what I believe that Sony messed up. You chasing the market that people are done with. They have the games they want in that market that do what that do. It's enough of them that do it well. Why do we need what you bring in when you look like what we already have? So that was why I thought it failed. But okay, let's continue. It took 8 years, which goes into it came too late. You missed the mark. You 8 years late. So there's really nothing to explain there. 8 years to make took too long. You here late.
Yep.
Extremely, and this goes to Shadow Reaver. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, because I'm going to read what you said first, and then I'm going to read what this article said. So Shadow Reaver Rising said, CONCORD character designs are bad. They look better shell-shaded, and you can't copy Guardians of the Galaxy if you don't understand Guardians of the Galaxy.
Because that dude looked just like Drax. I'm sorry. That's pretty much Drax. And the other guy pretty much talks like Star-Lord.
Good point, Shadow Reaver.
Yeah, very good point.
So to add credence to your take, Forbes says extremely poor design and aesthetics. A core problem with the game is that it's just virtually unappealing. The game attempts to channel 70s sci-fi, an era that existed 30, 40 years before its target audience was born. And even then, it still just looks terrible. The main issue here is not character diversity, as some have said. This goes into what K-Bomb is talking about. Some are trying to say it's too woke. They saying that's not the case. Diversity, as some have said, just that they look so bad. You can head over to Overwatch to see, let's say, non-traditional attractive characters like Junkrat, Roadhog, Roadhog, and a gorilla, and see how the aesthetics alone is the difference. So few of these designs are appealing, and without solid heroes, a hero shooter can't exist. So they said the design is terrible. Anti-woke crusade.
I'll say this: the design is bad, bro. Like it's this is a person who's played Overwatch since the day it came out, and this is a guy who enjoys playing hero shooters. The design of the characters are bad. I'm not even going to front about it. They try to create some lore, or they try to create a. Where I'm looking for. They try to do some world building. That's what I'm looking for. They try to do world building with the cinematics, but it just didn't come across. It didn't come across. What they showed did not feel like the game they were making. Put it like that.
Okay, well I know this dude right here looks super generic with these big shades on. All these
he's very generic.
So anyway. 5, which goes into what you said, the anti-woke crusade. Some are citing the game with its character design and pronouns in their bios as being the woke reason the game failed. That does somewhat link into the above, like we said, but not for the characters. Let me see. But not for the characters aren't hot enough reason. The real issue here is that, yes, CONCORD did instantly launch with an internet hate campaign attached to it. That is not the reason the game failed, but it's just another thing dragging it down. And now the loudest people on the internet are, of course, saying the game went woke and as such went broke. And that is crazy that you know what? First of all, can we have woke back
It's
people?
gone, bro. It's
No,
gone.
no, no.
Level.
Give us our word back. Thank
Level. It's
you.
gone, bro.
Thank
It's
you.
gone, bro.
Keith, where you at? Well, you can't be in the comment section and not on the chat. Give us our word back.
It's
Thank
gone,
you.
bro.
Give us back. We want our word back because woke never had anything to do with none of this
No,
stuff.
we'll never get it back.
And I'm just tired of the hijack. Stop
Lose hope.
hijacking our stuff.
It's gone, bro.
Stop hijacking. Anyway, no marketing.
So I don't. Let's go through the last four of these. We can kind of go through them pretty quickly.
No marketing. Focus on mocap cinematics.
And that's kind of piece I've been saying for a while with it was a very long trailer they showed. It was all mocap. I did kind of state
Okay.
that as well.
Gameplay doesn't stand out, which you kind of already said that.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It doesn't stand out. It's okay, but it doesn't stand out to their point.
It's derivative of so many things. Again, the concept and characters feel like subpar Galaxy Guardians of the Galaxy,
They
but
do.
gameplay feels like a mix of Overwatch, Valorant, and Destiny 2, especially Destiny 2 in a lot of ways with ex Bungie designers having built it. That has resulted in
That's
a
true.
comical number of skills taken directly from Destiny, from invisible hunter dodges and exploding throwing knives, Titan barricades, and what is that? Seismic
Seismic.
seismic
Seismic.
slams. Warlock floating and air dashing and solar grenades. It's silly, and again, one other thing that makes it fail
I didn't even pay
to
attention to
stand
that.
out.
It that is all from that is all from
Seismic.
Destiny. That's true. I didn't even notice that when I was playing it.
Let me see what Shadow says. Nia said, "Yes, it's over. We can get it back." Rivers, Shadow Reaver said, "Oh, Concord is definitely made with anti-male gaze in mind. The feminists took woke from you first. That is true. You guys think heist gameplays would have saved it? You guys think heist gameplay would have saved it? Is that a question? Yeah. Do you believe that,
But
K-Bum?
is the well, that's what they showed in the trailer, right? When they displayed it, they showed them doing a heist. It didn't come across as a hero shooter. It came across as a single player because they showed a heist.
Right.
And then when they after the heist, they showed that it was a hero shooter. I was confused. Like what that didn't represent the game at all. Just like you spent a whole bunch of money on this cinematic to say something that you wasn't really the game was about. So it was very confusing. I believe I even stated that on the podcast when we talked about it. But no, I don't think that. I think it. I think a single player mode would have if there was a multiplayer and a single player attached to this. I think it would have helped because then you can flesh out that's this world they're trying to build. You can flesh it out with a single player aspect to the game.
Okay. The last one is, and Nia says, and I want you to answer this, and I'm going to actually pull up some gameplay. The last one is, it's drowned out. Not just by other hero shooters, but at this exact moment, no one is paying attention to anything else except Wukong 2.2 million concurrent players, and the fact that Valve officially announced Deadlock the same night Concord was released, which naturally gets tens of thousands of players into the PvP game instantly. So it got drowned out. You released at the wrong time, which I don't think when it released would matter. If it's
Yeah,
not,
I think they've been bad anyway.
yeah, either way it go, this game wasn't going to be successful. Nia
Yeah.
said, I honestly want arena shooters to make a comeback. K-Bum, I would throw that at you. What do you think?
I haven't played arena shooter in forever. So you're like Doom, Quake, Unreal, Tournament. Yeah, they can die. I'm not playing arena shooters anytime soon. I think I guess Splitgate is close to an arena shooter. I don't know if it is, but Splitgate is a very popular game, which is kind of like Halo and Portals put together. I don't know if that's considered an arena shooter, but that's probably as close as you're going to get nowadays, to be honest.
Okay. Uh, I'm trying to see it because I haven't really seen the game actually in motion. So is it a over the shoulder? Is it first person or is it third person? It's first person. So this is the
I think
so
it's a first person. I'm not sure.
it's first person. What I'm looking at now is
Okay.
it's first
Okay.
person. PlayStation 5, 4K, 60 frames per second gameplay. So well, I guess you can go into third person. So what it looks like when I'm looking at it, it looks like Overwatch to me. That's what it's always looked like.
It looks like Guardians of the Galaxy is playing Overwatch.
So you said you played it, right?
I played the demo. Yes, I did.
So is it a bad game?
No,
It's not a bad game. So
no, no.
is it a good game?
There is fun to be had.
Okay.
There is fun to be had. I don't think I don't think it's a bad game. I didn't leave the game like ugh. I left the game like it's okay. It's aspects of it I didn't like. I thought they did a terrible job of allowing you to test out your new characters and understand how they play. I think the health bars were too big and took too long to kill the players. I did think some of the characters were uninteresting. I thought a couple of characters stood out. I thought they had some personality to them. But all in all, I thought it could find a place, and that's why I think someone in the last podcast that we had, somebody was saying that the game was going to flop, and I was like, why? Why would it flop? Because personally, I thought it would have found its footing. And I thought it would have found an audience and people would have played it because, like I said, I've played Overwatch for all of 8 years, and this game isn't Overwatch. I also played Destiny 1 and 2 when it came out. And this game isn't Destiny, but those games still have an audience. So I thought this game would have had an audience, and so I was surprised to see that it flopped so hard because it's not a bad game. Even reading that article, nothing of it said it was a bad game. They said character design was bad. It said it was overpriced, but none of that article actually stated that the game was bad. It said it was repetitive and nothing stood out, but nothing about it said it was a bad game.
So do you feel like this game pretty much is a victim of just bad word of mouth?
I don't think word of mouth helped. I think word of mouth is one of the reasons why no one wanted to give it that some people didn't want to give it a try.
Right.
Was word of mouth. Word of mouth is huge because understand word of mouth made Helldivers 2 a success.
Right.
It was word of mouth. Helldivers 2 has one of the most unique aspects of gaming, and it's the fact that it sold more copies the second week it was out. That's really unheard of in video games. So I do know word of mouth has an effect, but I do believe there was even going into the game there was bad. It was bad word of mouth, but I believe that there was a lot of. The point I'm making is that I don't think one singular factor is the answer on why the game flopped. Because I was like, because I'll let you lead into it. I'll go ahead and let you lead into it.
Well, I was gonna go into the part that you wanted to talk about, which was, of course, the word of mouth and the fake outrage of the heist word woke. What was because in the article it talks about in the description of the character certain things were pointing to certain things. So I like I said I'm not familiar with.
So I can
Go ahead.
I can hop into that.
All
So
right.
during the when the character selection screen, there are pronouns for your character. So when you select your character, I think above their name in like the right corner, it says he, she, or it says he, not he she, sorry, it says she her or he him, and even it gave gender to a robot,
Okay, let
which
me see. Let me
people
see.
said you shouldn't, but I every robot we've seen we've always given a gender to, even if they don't have gender. We do give genders to robots. That's kind of how our brain works. But especially if it sounds like a man, we kind of just
Okay, you can see it
imagine it
right
being
there.
a yes.
Is tactician she her. So what is okay, first of all, pronoun, what is she her? What that's a female or what is
Just saying, yeah, just saying that that character sees themselves as a female.
okay.
And
I can let me say this. I can kind of see how that can be I mean, I can see why that could be frustrating.
I,
It's
I
kind of just
I'll
forcing that
tell you
on.
this.
But
I played the demo and didn't really even notice.
right.
Like
It don't affect the
I'm
game.
I'm like everyone has their own agenda about it. I'm just here to play video games, and so I didn't. It didn't really even hit me. I think I saw it and then I moved on because everyone wanted to make their case to it, and everyone wanted to have their piece. I understand that, and but even with that, there's only one character that was actually a um that was actually considered themselves they them. Every other character was he she, just normally what you would expect a male to be and what a female to be. It was only one character that actually stated, and it was an alien. It was an alien, and I'm like, what are we fighting over aliens here? Here's where I really think people were upset, and this is what I wanted to get to.
Go ahead.
This is the reason I really think people are upset. I really think people are upset because there are, I believe, three black characters in this game, and only one character you was kind of see as being white. I believe that is the actual outrage
You think
because
that's what the woke? That's why the woke part is being
yeah,
hyped up
I
so.
don't believe
Okay,
they're really upset at the pronouns. I believe that they're upset because they don't see themselves in the game.
that's good. I
when
mean,
when the game is not defaulted to them, they have issues with said
so
game.
so
And
let's
said game has more black people, more
wait.
females, more
So
aliens than what
hold
you
hold
consider just
hold
a
up.
standard white guy.
Let's so again let's put some distinction on what we're saying. So you're
Please.
not saying all white people. You're saying those that are
I'm not saying
outraged.
all
Okay.
white
I just want to
people.
make that distinction because
I,
I got
thank you.
into
I appreciate that, sir.
altercation with a dispute with a person which it wasn't valid, but making me think of that conversation. So we just want to make it clear.
Please
We're
make it
not
clear.
saying all white people, but those that are outraged. K-Bomb is leveraging
The loud minority.
the possibility that the true animus, the true frustration, the true root of the outcry is not wokeism per se,
Well, they no,
but
they include
but
that as
non-whiteism.
wokeism. No,
Wait a minute, listen. Let me talk. Let me preach. Let me get on my soapbox,
my
man.
bad, my bad. Let me step back. Let me step back.
Not
Let you do your thing. I'm back.
wokeism
I'm sitting
per
down.
se, but non-whiteism may be the catalyst, the reason for the outcry for some of these fair-skinned brethrens of ours, and I'm pretty sure it's more male than female, that are crying because they don't see themselves dominating the representation in Concord, and they equate it with wokeism when it's just lacking of whiteism. Is that what you're saying, K-Pon?
I would dare to say, and and you know, I stay away from certain conversations. I try to stay away
This is all in fun
from.
and love, y'all. We have no problem with white people.
Oh no, I'm not throwing shade at anyone, but the people who who enjoy getting people upset at certain things where it's just video games, and people want to take the time to take their political platform and take their stands, and they don't hear what they're really saying. Is that when these games, and we heard it very loud when we talked about the Black Samurai. It was very loud.
Well, we unheard it.
It was.
Actually, we unheard it loud a few other times.
Oh,
Dead.
we have.
What's the game that you like? Death Loop. That was one of the things that people were frustrated with, was the fact that it was a black protagonist. Even though the game still did well. Also, what was the other game? The game that you like from Ubisoft. Um, 2D. Prince of Persia.
Oh yeah, Prince of Persia. Yeah.
Prince of Persia got hit with that same thing.
Yes.
Of course, the game that you just mentioned. What was that again? You named the game just a second ago that was also, because you literally just said it right before I said anything.
I'm sorry. I just drew a blank. I apologize,
Okay.
sir.
All right. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. And so,
Samurai, the samurai.
yeah, samurai. Yes,
Ubisoft,
yes. Samurai game. So, but you also understand this, and this is something we talked about, I believe, at the beginning of the year. There is, you remember Sweet Baby Inc.
Yes, we talked about this earlier this year.
We talked about this, and so there is a belief among the gaming community. It and it's, I think personally, this is a personal statement, I think is wrongly implied. But anytime that they see black characters, female characters as lead, um, other genders as far as leads, they easily apply that this is Sweet Baby Inc. and this is all an agenda. Because you didn't have the same outrage last year when Boulder Gate won Game of the Year where you can have sex with a bear.
True. That is absolutely true.
You-
Actually, it was praised. And
it was great.
what was the game that they attacked? They tried to Stellar Blade. They tried to attack Stellar Blade, and I think Boulder Gate was used as a counter argument to the false outrage. It's like, okay, y'all crying about the over sexualizing of this Asian woman. We talked about that too, and that's not her real body. That a woman doesn't look like that when the body was actually modeled off of a real model, literally 1-to-1 to a real model with maybe a few enhancements to some cheekage, but it was definitely women look like that. And then they went and they showed how these same people had, like you said, no problem with all the overly sexualizing of what was in Baldur's Gate, with all the stuff that was going on there. No one had any cry. It was the greatest game ever made. Same people, same reviewers loving that was crying about the over sexualization of,
and one of the greatest games.
We got to talk about IGN. We never even talked about.
Yeah, we haven't got to there because they have an agenda too, and they anyway, yeah, they have an agenda. But one of the greatest games to some people featured a gay lesbian woman.
What game?
The Last of Us 2.
Oh yeah.
And people praise the game. People praise The Last of Us 2 because it's an amazing game. It tells a compelling story. And yes, the main character is a lesbian, but that's not the story. That's not the game. The game is an amazing game and it tells an amazing story. But what we've seen lately is this loud minority about this. And I'll say this. Game developers and publishers absolutely pander.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. 100% they pander. 100% they pander. They do this, they do it all the time. Even when they put your white guy as the main character, they do it all the time. But we are at a point where anytime a female as a lead. Anytime an African American or a person of African descent or
It's
someone who's even
DEI.
black skinned
It's
is the lead
DEI.
character is DEI. It is an agenda. They're forcing it upon us, and
Oh my
there's
God.
now outrage. There can at what point can you genuinely tell a story, right, with a African American lead that is not going to be quickly criticized as being DEI.
Let me
And
ask.
I don't know if we can do that at this point because
Let me.
it's so loud right now
Yeah.
about DEI and Sweet Baby Inc. and everything else that goes with it.
Let me ask this then. Did we make? Did we hear these levels of outrage and outcry when the protagonist was Asian? Do we have any? Do we have any instances of games being, criticized like this when the protagonist was an Asian, male or female? Like, what's the game that kind of puts you in the mind of Grand Theft Auto, but it's
It was Sleeping Dogs.
yeah. Did we hear this about Sleeping Dogs?
I don't believe so.
Did
Not
we
that I
hear
can
this
recall.
about
It took place in Chinatown.
did we hear this about Mirror's Edge?
No, no.
Do we hear this about Ryu in Street Fighters?
Ken, but no, not Ryan.
Nobody said anything about Ken. We know why Ken was there.
We say stuff about Ken.
Well, I like
But yeah,
Ken. I like Ken,
yeah,
but
yeah,
we know Ken is
yeah,
there for. We know what he's there for, but nobody ever
yeah.
made a big deal about it.
True,
Okay,
true.
did we ever say anything about Brolog and how stupid he's depicted as a black boxer?
Yeah.
Was there an outcry about?
There was no outcry because he was very similar to Mike Tyson. So
Well,
there was no
but
real
yeah.
outcry for it.
Okay, so my point is, I'm trying to give credence to your take. I just named several games that span back years that had non-white lead role protagonists. So your argument is when it's black, it's DEI, it's wokeism. It wasn't that when it was Mirror's Edge. It wasn't that when it was Sleeping Dogs. It wasn't that in Street Fighters. It wasn't that in several other games where it's clearly an Asian person as in the lead role. We didn't hear none of that outcry. Now, the only one that I can say of recent is Stellar Blade, and it was more about her body,
Over sexualization.
not her. So
No, we didn't have issue with her.
they have issue with her being Asian. They had issue with her body being so voluptuous. So, K-Bum, I think you got a absolutely legit theory that the point is not diversity, is not wokeism, only in the sense of when the wokeness is black. I think you own to something there because we have too many other instances where this is not an issue until it is a black person.
And I'm this is
It's
the
fair.
problem is
It's fair.
it's hard for us to have this conversation. I'll say this. It's hard for us to say this to have this conversation and people to take us serious because we are black. And it seems as if
Well, who else to have the conversation but the people who lives it? We don't look. No, let me say this. Let me say that. I want to say something to that.
I'll let you say that and I'll get to my point. I'll let you say that and I'll get to my
Let
point.
me say this real quick.
Okay.
It's easy to say that when you're not in the shoes of the individuals who have adapted and code switched and tone switched. We do all of the adapting to make you comfortable. That's why you so comfortable is because we have been okay with not being represented. And we're used to it. Only time we represent it is sports because you cannot not represent us there.
Sports are in if we are a thug in like a GTA, they have no problem with that.
Okay, so
People have no problem with that.
This is the thing. The point I'm trying to make is when it's your normal, you can't see it. It's only when your norm is altered. We see it all the time because we always played with white protagonists. Superman is white. Everybody is white. In most cases. And we have never said anything. We play with the characters, enjoy. I love Goku. I love Superman. When they tried to change Ariel,
I love Nathan Drake. I love Nathan
when
Drake. I think he's awesome.
when they tried to change Ariel to a black girl, I was offended. I
didn't need that. I didn't need that.
I didn't need it. She's
I didn't need
white.
it.
Keep her white. That's what she's always been. I don't need her to be black. That's us. But if you're gonna make a new character, I don't mind being represented. But when you don't see yourself and that's your normal, so it's not us it's not us problem, it's a them problem. And not all white people, but those who can't handle
not all white
seeing
people.
themselves. And like I said, so who else should say it but us? Those who I'm 40 plus years old. I've been playing games since the NES. Matter of fact, I can go back to the Atari. Everybody has been white. Mario, everybody. Mega Man, everybody.
It's the default setting.
Double Dragon, not even Asian, white. These are Asian games making the pair. So if I can play as Billy and Bobby, if I can play as the closest thing we got to black was Ninja Turtles. Piccolo. So I don't know. I don't have no real sympathy for those who can't, that when they rose club, when they bubble is busted by a non-white protagonist and they can't handle it. That's a them problem. And like I said, not all white people, but those that can't handle that, that's a them problem. So I think it is underrepresentation. There is more than white males playing video games. Like I said, I have daughters. And I become, as a male, not only as I can see it from the lens of a male having daughters, seeing their underrepresentation when we go upstairs to play games. They don't want to play as a male. They want to play as a female. Daddy, I don't want to play as a boy. That's what they tell me. No, I don't want to play as him. I want to play as a female. So I understand why they add April O'Neil to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Why? Because after a while, you start to realize you're underrepresenting people. They want to see themselves represented. And I didn't really get it. It wasn't a big deal because I'm a male. And the Ninja Turtles are males. It ain't even color-based. And we enjoy a privilege, too, as black males, because males are represented in the game. But I bet you Nia can give us a perspective as a female and show how she's underrepresented in two fronts, as a female and as a black female. So those who enjoy a privilege only see truth when their privilege is taken off their glass. When the shade is taken off their glasses and they can see clearly. I say this, and I'll give you the floor, K-Bum. They did a study. And oftentimes people who think like this think they are diverse. And so what they did was they showed a picture of what some who think like this think like in the workplaces and things like this. Because you work there, K-Bum, they think they are diverse. So they think the picture that they think is, and they showed a picture of a group of people and how they think a look is, there may be out of 10 people, there may be 6 white folks, 6 white folks, 4 males, 2 females, and then maybe 2 blacks, an Asian, and a maybe a Mexican or Latino or something like that. And they think it's diverse. And that really is diverse, right? But the actual picture is, out of those 10, is probably going to be 7 white, 1 black, 1 Asian, 1 Latin. that's the reality of what we see all the time, being underrepresented. And then out of that 7, it may be out of 10, it may be 2 female. So no, it's time. Now, there's a place for changing these. It's a time to change these aesthetics. These what would you call it? Practices. To better represent people. And if that but if you're gonna trash a game because you see black people, that's just like they did the game. What's the other game that was on Sony? The girl. Before even though the game didn't do well, they was already
Oh yeah,
hating on the game.
she was the black lead. She was in the
Uh,
fantasy setting. I know what you're talking about. She was in the fantasy setting. It
what is
was
the
like
name of that? Spellbound.
it was made
Is
by
a
Square,
spell
yeah, Square
some
Enix.
spell something. Some is a spellbound or spell something. Anyway, yeah, they was trashing that game before they even a review came out or anything. They was trashing the game because it was a black female lead protagonist. So I don't have no sympathy, empathy, or whatever when you are always represented. You know how great it was to see Black Panther? You want to know why that movie did so amazing? It wasn't just because it was so good. It's because that's the first time we've ever seen a superhero of black origin that was actually presented well. That actually got some money put behind it. Because we don't get that. When you get Superman and Batman and every other man you can name, Spider-Man, all the time they're gonna be white male. You get to see yourself swinging across the sky, punch people in the face. Chuck Norris, Van Damme, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, all the time. But Bruce Lee comes out of nowhere. Everybody mad at Bruce Lee. He don't deserve. Yeah, he do. Because he actually could do what he... and wonder why we gravitated to Bruce Lee. Because that was the closest thing, and in Enter the Dragon, you saw Jim Kelly. Oh my God. An Asian and a black guy that's actually being represented in a Hollywood high dollar movie that was, and it's still one of the best. Yeah, Forspoken. Thank you, Keith. You could be on here saying that. But anyway, my thing is this. I end it here. I feel like that should change in gaming. Because gaming has expanded, it's bigger, it's mainstream, meaning if you could take our hip hop, you could take our music, then you shouldn't mind seeing us. Don't enjoy what we bring, the aesthetic, because all these games benefit from our culture. The dress, the style, the music, all hip hop. Let's be real. So you like us, so you should want to see us too. That's what I say. Didn't mean to get on my little rant, but the floor is yours, K-Bone.
You hopped on that soapbox and you delivered your message.
Hey, hey, if I
No,
can
I
play
don't.
if I can play as a white male and not have no problem, you shouldn't have no problem playing as a black woman or a black male. I don't see the problem.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. The point I was making, this is something I've done because I work in corporate America, right? I
Yeah.
work in corporate America. I am always the minority, a black man working in corporate America. But what I've understand in corporate America is that if a black man, if you're the first person to call out the race card, you're seen as a troublemaker. And so usually, and this is the point I was trying to make. Usually, that has to be called out by someone else uh, for it to have weight. And this is the point that I'm trying to make is that once it's called out by somebody else, then it actually you're not playing, as they say, playing the victim, because that's what they love to say they were doing. We're playing the victim. We're looking for something to be upset about. right? All those things are used when we try to have this conversation. You're playing the victim. You're always looking for a way to blame somebody else. The reason you
Can't
don't
play
have
what
this
you
because you
are.
don't take care.
You
I understand. I'm just
you
saying
can't
from
play. I
because
know. I know. I'm just
I
saying.
have conversations from both sides, and I like to engage people who don't get a chance to have these conversations, and so I like to enter have the back and forth so they can understand. Because a lot of times that's what they see, right?
Right.
But that's one thing that I like to do to try to give people an understanding of what privilege actually looks like. It's a very simple thing, and I'll do it really quickly before we can get back on topic. Very simple
No, we
thing.
on topic.
Uh, I,
This was one of the reasons they thought
I
the
mean,
game floated. Like, hey, we
I'm,
on
I'm
topic.
gonna take us. I'm gonna take us a little bit off. Are
Anti-woke
you
crusaders thought this game was too woke. We on topic. Go ahead, talk your stuff. We here.
quick question? Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Right-handed. Do you know there is a such thing as right-handed privilege?
Yeah. Everything is geared towards the majority.
Everything is geared towards the right-handed person.
Majority.
You
Majority
know
of people
who
are right-handed. That's what I'm saying. Majority.
it's all geared towards the right-handed person. Doorknobs,
Yeah.
can openers, scissors.
Yeah.
The people who know who experience right-handed privilege the most and is impacted the most are not right-handed people. It's left-handed people.
Right.
Those people are impacted every single day when they open doors, when they want to find a can open, when they need to find something simple as scissors, when they need golf clubs, when they need
Or drumming,
catching
like
gloves,
leading a drum set. They got to
dr-
change the
drum
way.
set.
Yeah.
It,
As a
it,
drummer, I know that.
that privilege is in their face every single day, and they deal with it.
Right.
The reason why I show this is because this is a very easy example for people to understand privilege. And the privilege doesn't mean that you're better than a left-handed person. It doesn't mean that you have a better life than a left-handed person. It just means that you enjoy privileges that the left-handed person struggles with, or it becomes simple things become an issue in their life because of the fact that they were born left-handed.
Right.
And what we try to say in this atmosphere when we talk about some of these privileges that other people that white America has is that they easily see themselves in media. They easily see themselves in corporate America. They easily see themselves in the video games. And it's not until we start making more left-handed clubs, uh, you start seeing more left-handed scissors. You start complaining about where all the right-handed scissors are.
Right. It's not
And
until your privilege is broken and the normal is undone to where you. I use the example that you just used, and I brought up drums for a reason. I'm right-handed. I'm a drummer. I remember going to this particular church, and I had to play for my mother them because they were singers. And when I got to the drum set, it was a left-handed drum set, and it totally was a challenge for me to adjust because that wasn't normal. And I'm like, dang, how could anybody play this way? Not thinking, oh, this is designed for someone who is different from me.
Yep.
that,
Yep.
so I had to rethink the approach to drums, and it's like, but it's a perfect analogy for, like you said, privilege. When you don't see privilege until it's not there, and then
When you're the privileged one, you
right,
don't see privilege. You see it as default.
that's normal.
And you see it as normal.
It's
Exactly.
normal.
This is how the world is supposed to
Supposed to
work.
be.
This is default.
And
Exactly.
it's not until you go overseas and have to get into the other side of the car and drive on the right side of the car and the lane switch that you realize, wait a minute, because you're out of your normal. So
Or you go somewhere and no one and people are not speaking the language that is your
Yes.
default language, and now you have
Right.
to try to understand something else, and now you feel out of place, like
Now you are the minority.
minority. Exactly. And that is, and I try to tell people the left-handed scissor person is how I feel every day.
Right.
I feel like a left-handed person trying to find scissors
No.
every day.
You have learned how to write. You have learned as a left-handed person to write with your right hand. No,
That too.
that's the reality of
That
what
too.
we have
Yeah,
done.
that too.
We have learned how to write with our right hand, our right foot. We could write with both because we have to. Because the world is not going to change. Is slow to change to accommodate us. So this is our normal too. Our normal is your normal is crazy said. Their normal is our normal, and we have to accept the world through their eyes, through their experience, through their and we adapt to it. And it's not. And now that people are starting to be mindful of that reality, that wait a minute, not everybody is a white male. Now white males feel like they are being targeted. Reverse racism. What?
I'm sorry,
Because
I shouldn't laugh at that.
because
That's funny.
out of the plethora of games with white male protagonists, one is not white and happen to be black, male, female, and that's the one that's a bridge to. Wait a minute. Now you got all them games on the shelf.
There's too far.
This one game can't succeed because your norm is disrupted. It's amazing. It's amazing. That's why I like Jan Elliott when she does the test and she asks the crowd, who in here will trade places to be black? It's not that they don't know. It's just they don't have to deal with it. That's the luxury of privilege.
Yeah. It's not that you don't know, it's that you don't have to deal with it.
You don't have to deal with it. So
exactly.
Anyway, that's why as I know all the studies and stuff on that I've done, it starts to make you a little less what's the word? Tolerant. Back in the day, I used to try to understand. Oh man, they just don't. No, they do understand. They don't have to deal with it. And you know, as a male, I enjoy privilege too. You know,
there's some ignorance there. I will.
There is
I'm
ignorance.
not going to there's some ignorance there. There's some, and
I'm gonna send
and
you
that's
a
why
video.
I had this conversation. There's some ignorance, but I agree. I agree with your
this
point.
conversation where I work at, and you know where I work at. These are very common conversations in higher learning, right? So, but I'm gonna send you this video, K-Bum, this lecture that was done by a white female.
I know Jane.
Not
If that's what you're talking
that's
about.
not Jane Elliott.
Okay.
No, that's not Jane Elliott.
Okay.
I love Jane Elliott, but this is another person.
I know her.
One
She
of
be
the
spitting.
best teachings on this subject I've ever heard outside of Jane.
Okay.
And she can talk from their perspective, and that's what made it so dope. Is she's like, they won't tell you this, but I'll tell you how they think and how they see this. And then, and man, it was awesome. So I'll send it to you. But anyway. So I'm gonna say this, and we can end on this. We almost 2 hours in. I think what you said is the real problem with the woke part. Is not that is gay or any of that tough stuff. It was too many black characters and not enough white. I agree with you there. Because we've seen gay. We've seen the LGBT represented, and we don't hear all these cry. One of the best games, one of the greatest rated games of all time, the main protagonist is that. And they love it. They got a whole TV show. And it's blowing up over there.
That is true. It is a whole TV show.
There's the LGBT, maybe the T may be a problem for a lot of folks. But the LGB is not, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, any other thing, man, hey, that conversation went a little farther than I thought we was gonna go. But let me see, the amount of bars in this segment. I normally fall asleep on y'all, but tonight I'm engaged. Okay, thank you, Neil, for letting everybody. Thank you for letting everybody know you fall asleep on us. Thank you.
That's funny. That's a good one.
But as a black male, I try to understand all people, white, black, yellow, whatever, and even your choices, orientation choices, all those things. I may not agree, but I try to understand your point. But this is one that I feel like needs to be accepted, that white males need to accept. And I'm particularly singling out white males need to accept that everything does not evolve around them. And even though things have been catered to you, learn that things are changing, and it should change. You should want it to change. You should bust your bubble and join the reality of what God created. And it wasn't white everywhere. It's many shades. And it's a beauty in it, in the diversity that God gave us. So,
Once we understand that race is a human construct, we can get past a
right,
lot of this.
right.
But that's too hard to get through. That race
Yeah, I
is a
wasn't gonna go. I
human-made
wasn't even gonna
construct
go that far.
that doesn't actually exist in any scientific form. But
Nah, that was
that's a different
created.
that's a different topic.
That's so young in his creation and application, that it is still. I don't even think that concept is more than a couple of 100 years old. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that concept is the concept from
I know it
Mr.
is.
Mr. Evolutionist himself.
Well, there's another dude that came up. I can't think of his name right now, but there's another dude that came up. But it was accepted and pushed because they was trying to make their particular race and skull size and all the stuff that they was doing
Yep.
superior based on skull size and pigmentation. It's like, come on,
But
y'all.
they're closer to Neanderthals than everyone else. But it's a whole different subject. So let's not even. I can be on there for another hour. So let's wrap this
I
thing
ain't
up.
trying to go there because I'm not going there. Anyway, so with that being said, so we got one more topic. We can knock this out real quick. What is the deal with the price hiking of the PlayStation 5 in Japan? Can you give that a go real quick, K-Bun? Why is the price steady going up for the PlayStation in Japan? What's going on here?
So if you guys haven't find out, there is actually a price hike in Japan. I think it's $90. $90
I got to
right
pull it
now.
up. They can see it. It's on the screen.
Is it okay? Sorry, I'm not looking at the screen right now. So the $90 price hike in Japan for this. It hasn't hit any other market. It's just in Japan. Um, and so the question is, why is this happening? Um, so from my understanding, is that there has been, because I know that a couple of months ago there was a conversation about the yen, and it was not. Um, it wasn't doing what it was. I believe Nintendo talked about this. I'm trying to remember exactly where the conversation was. I remember seeing it in like a Nintendo article about the yen, and it was actually having some issues, and it's been behaving poorly, and so. My understanding is the reason why we're seeing this is because of what's going on with the yen, and that is kind of fallen to like a 10-year low, and so they're trying to rebound money. Yeah, so 'cause all I'm looking at is why has the yen falling to a decade's low, and what it means for the Japanese economy. And so I believe what they're doing, and they're raising the price because the price of the yen. So if it was still what they would consider 4.99 in their yen, that's no longer 4.99,
Right.
right? Because the yen has lost value. So I believe it is a issue that is targeted to Japan only.
I saw a
That's my
video.
thought.
Yeah, I saw a video dealing with what was going on in Japan with the yen, and from what I understood was that it did go through, it did lose value, but supposedly it bounced back. And
It is rebounding.
well, what the video that I think I sent it to y'all too. This was a couple weeks ago before this even happened. Because there was one theory about why Nintendo hasn't released the Switch 2, and that now would be the perfect time,
Right. That's all dropped off. Okay. Yes.
Because what was going on with the yen, they would have lost a lot of money releasing the Switch 2 had they released it this year or before. But now that they went through the recovery and sold off or something like that, and now they're making more money on the dollar with the yen buying. It was some way that they do this, but they'll make more money releasing next year, and that's why.
Right.
But I don't know. But so it's clearly because something going on with the yen that they're trying to offset the loss, I guess, on systems sold. But I don't think this helps with selling systems. You know what I'm saying? And but this is like the second or third time they've done this in Japan, where they've risen the price of the PlayStation 5
and
there.
90 and like $90 equivalent is pretty. That is pretty high. That is a high hike.
So I wonder why
and definitely is
Nintendo
going to
and them
impact.
not doing. So why Nintendo and the rest are not following suit? If it can't
Well,
just be affecting
Nintendo got more space for starters.
What you mean?
The Nintendo because they have more room, more bottom line
Gotcha.
than Sony. So Sony can't lose much. The PlayStation division.
Got you. So Nintendo can take the hit. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, Nintendo can take a hit and still keep it moving.
And the system probably at this point is cheap to make too. So
yeah,
dang it. Well, dang Sony. Get your act together. No, get your yens up. No, I'm sorry. So K-Bum, there's a comment down here. I'm trying to make sure. Shadow Reaver said you lost me. Was that on the Neanderthal part? Because I don't know if that's. I'm just curious. That's what he was referring to. So he said some other stuff. Race is simply
they got he got me on that word. I don't know what that word.
It's a phrenology. Phrenology, is that how you say that?
Yeah, he got me on that word. I have no idea.
Did y'all value? Let me say, did the value of the yen change? Yes, the value of the yen did change. Nia. So anyway, anything else? Are we done on tonight?
I know we had mentioned something about Call of Duty, but we can hold off on Call of Duty.
We ain't got time to do Call of Duty. And have they officially is it officially been announced fully yet, or was that just the online portion? Because it feel like it
was fully announced.
Okay. I'm going to go watch it again. Because I was watching it, it just seemed like they were just letting people play in a tournament. I was like, oh, okay. But let me ask you this.
That's how they
announced it.
Because this was the first video of multiplayer. So this is how they kind of have their push towards the multiplayer. They kind of have this big event where they get the streamers and everyone over, some of the competitive people, and they play it live, and that's how they showcase the multiplayer and zombies and stuff like that. They've been doing it for years.
She said phrenology, phrenological. Oh my God, now you making me I'm sounding stupid up here. Phrenology. Anyway, I'm too tired to try to pronounce that. So I know theology. Pneumatology, Christology, pneumatology, that's study of the host. Anyway, so I just can't say that one. Anyway, I know them ologies. I just can't, I don't know if I'm saying phrenology or whatever. What was I finna say? So, real quick, you being a Call of Duty guy, I noticed something with the game that was kind of different, and that was the speed.
Yes.
Did it look what? Did it look too fast?
Yeah. There's no way I'm playing that. I'm
Okay.
my Twitch shooting days are long behind me.
So
I'm done. No, it's what they've updated was the movement,
let
and
me
that's
let
what you're
me let me
seeing.
pull that up. We got a little. I do this real quick, and then we get out of here. I'm curious because
Okay.
I didn't like. I'm gonna be honest with you. That I did not like. I didn't. I'm like, man, that's way too fast. In my opinion, that's what I wanted to ask you. I was like, man, I gotta ask K-Bum. Was this too fast? Look like it just looked.
It's too fast.
I'm trying to find what should I look for? A showcase. Here it is. So let me see. Hurry up so we can get out of here. Yeah, this looked extremely faster than I remember anything on Black Ops when I was playing with you guys. This looked like it's 3-4 times faster. Like it's like somebody fast forwarding to the next scene in the movie. That's how fast it looked. And I'm like, why would they make this that fast?
It's again. I don't think the speed is increased. What I believe we're seeing is an increase in movement. Um, they
Like camera
made some.
jitters and all that stuff.
No. They made significant changes to the movement of the character. You can now run full speed going sideways now. That's not something that you were able to do. They have this new
Man,
omnidirectional um I forget what they call it, but it's omnidirectional movement system that they've added for Black Ops 6. And the speed difference that we're seeing is the fact that you can full sprint. You can full sprint backwards now. That's not something that you were able to do. You couldn't run backwards in a full sprint, but now you can. You can run sideways in a full sprint.
but it
They
don't
have
look. It still don't look a little. Okay, I'm with you, but it don't look. You saying so? You saying it's actually not faster? It just seems faster.
I it's fast, but what I'm saying is I
Okay.
know what's adding to the speed is that omnidirectional movement.
Okay.
That's what's adding because what
Well,
they're
they can
using is what they call
omnidirectional keep that. I ain't even a Call of Duty player.
tactical sprint is what they're using. Tactical
Well, they
sprint
can
is
tactically
faster than regular sprint.
detach that from the game. Anyway, go
No,
ahead. I'm messing with you.
when
Go ahead.
you tack sprint is faster than regular sprint. You actually
Right.
do tack sprint and then you go into a regular sprint. And
Right.
so what's going on is that they're you see a lot of people utilizing this tack sprint, but you can use that going sideways and in all different directions. And so that's adding to the increased speed. This game speed may be faster, but I do know the movement has seen a large increase.
Okay. And so for you, you're saying this is not.
Nah, this ain't it.
You're not gonna even try it.
I don't know, man. I saw it when I watched it. I'm like, that's kind of fast. And I can't do the dying comeback spawn, dying comeback spawn, dying comeback spawn 30 times. It's not in me anymore. I
Man.
just can't. I can't. Not yeah. I can do other things.
And this weapon right here was weird looking to me. This one that kind of glows purple and all that stuff. That was strange. But yeah, that was the only thing. Now, okay, let me ask this, then we get out of here. Visually, were you impressed with how it looks, or does it just look as Call of Duty?
It looks Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty has always been pretty good in visuals, especially single player has always looked very good, and I think this looks good even in a multiplayer space because you can only do so much to keep it at 60 frames per second. And so that's something you have to have in a good online shooter. You have to be 60 frames per second. So I think it looks visually a pleasing for a game that has to work in 60 frames per second. So I think this game does a really good job of that. I think it looks next gen enough um, with the frantic pace of the gameplay.
Yeah, I'm calling y'all out, man. I'm calling y'all out. Y'all only don't want to play this game because it's coming to Nintendo. That woke. See how woke works? Now that it's coming to Nintendo, nobody don't want to play Call of Duty now.
You be better off by saying that it's owned by Microsoft, and that's why I don't want to play. You've been better off saying that.
Because it's coming to Nintendo. You and Nia don't want to play it now. Y'all like Call of Duty, but see how woke work? Anyway, let me stop.
But I haven't purchased
My
a Call of
fake
Duty
outrage.
in so long. I rent them from GameFly, playing for a couple weeks, and sent them back.
Oh man, yeah. But anyway, so that was the show tonight. We gave y'all 2 hours and 10 minutes. Nia said I'm too old. Keith didn't jump in here, but I guess we held it down. Keith, I played Thunder Rain. I also played Elden Ring. Your boy been getting some gaming in, bro. I was hoping you would jump on so I can shock you with what I've done this week. But K-Bump, go ahead and side out, bro. Floor is yours.
Nah, man, it's a good conversation. I think we got a chance to jump into a particular topic that I don't believe gets talked enough in gaming. I would love to have a counter argument. Someone to counter argument that. I think that'd be good to be able to have all sides of the conversation to make sure you're not just leaving things out. But I think from my perspective, we try to do a good job of not just leaning into it and playing the whole victim piece, but actually trying to see the totality of it and making statements from that perspective. But other than that, like I said, I thought it was a good conversation. I thought we hit on the topics. I thought we did pretty good just for being straight talk again. Keith wasn't here to kind of be that middle I messed up that word, antagonist in the middle. But I think we did pretty good trying to hold it down and making up for the space that he wasn't here.
Anyway. Yeah, man. Nick Key said I'm shocked. Why you shocked? Because I played some games. But anyway,
Nia comment.
What she said, good show. Y'all don't need Key.
That's
funny. She said, we don't need you. No, we're not going to do that. That's our guy. But shout out to everybody that was in the chat. Nia, Chariot Man, Alan Steed, Shadow Reaver, Rising. That's an interesting name, my brother. But thank you for jumping in here. And our very own Mr. Norris. Thank you for tuning in on tonight. Your boy tired, but y'all killing it. Thank you, Keith. He tired too, but we clocked in. But so go on out there and go play Concord. Get the blackest of black characters you can get, and do it for the cause. Make sure she's female too. Get you a Hershey. Get you one of them Hershey's on there. And go ahead and play to your heart's content. Join that 700. Join them 700 individuals that's playing that game. But this was the show. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Be safe. And hope to see y'all then. This is your boy Level and K-Bump signing out till next time. Deuces.
But we got smacked. But we got smacked. But we got smacked. But we got smashed, bro, though.